How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over a Blood Mage build or some Blood Mage build planning here now that we actually have the full tree for this. It's already been nerfed basically from the information that we had seen before. So it's, I mean, obviously we were looking at it and it just looked way too strong, probably. But it's still going to be extremely strong. It's just not going to give you, 500% crit damage anymore like it was before. So first things first, Sanguimancy here still has the life remnants. Skills gain base life cost equal to base mana cost. That's still the same. Life remnants have been nerfed here, it looks like. The picture we've seen before, every time you critically hit a target, it would spawn a life remnant every 1 second maximum. Now it says every few seconds. So that's probably 3 seconds. I mean, for you, it's more than a couple, right? This could be 2, could be 2.5, could be 3, something like that. Picking up a life remnant does grant you life, which can overflow your max life. This is probably a counter synergy with Vitality Siphon here, because the spell damage leeching his life is not going to let you leech to an overflow amount. I guess Vitality Siphon will ensure that you always will always be basically topped off so that you will always overflow. So there's going to be a few different ways that we kind of want to go about this. You have Open Sores where curses have infinite duration. I don't really think that's that big of a deal or going to be that important. Maybe there's some future interaction or something that I don't know about in regards to those, but I don't think that's going to be anything. Then we have Blood Barbs here, which gain 10% of damage as extra physical damage, and then elemental damage also contributes to bleeding magnitude. Bleeding is a potential, something to definitely look into. But I think the core of the build that what most everyone is going to be looking into here is Gore Spike here, with this 1% increased critical damage bonus per 40 life. This was showing 20 before, so significantly less. And then we have Sun to the Flesh, which is base critical hit chance for spells is 15%. That's going to be incredibly strong. Again, it just means that in order to get 100% crit chance, you need significantly less total crit from the tree in order to get there. The other side of the tree, we have this 25% life loss from hits is prevented, and then it's like lost over 4 seconds, this Petrified Blood mechanic, and then gaining ES from equipped body armor is extra max life. Personally, I think your better option is going to be leaning into the armor side of the tree and the life side of the tree. You're going to want to work towards blood magic, just so you're removing the mana costs and you don't have to be thinking about or worrying about the mana costs in any degree. Whether or not you end up wanting to take Sun to the Flesh or Blood Barbs or Vitality Siphon is really going to determine or depend on how easy it is to actually get crit. If the new like wand bases for crits are getting you up to like 12-13% already with a good wand, then maybe Sun to the Flesh isn't going to be that good. But if it is really hard to find a high crit wand for spells, getting your base crit up to quite a bit more than whatever your normal skills are is going to be quite important. So let's look at some base skills here just to kind of see. I'm kind of curious to see what the crit chance is on a lot of these spells. So this is 13%. What about something like, I don't know, Fireball, 7%. Trying to think some of the main skills. What are the other cold spells out there, right? Because those are like the big ones that seem to be the most. Here, let me actually separate these gem tags here. For skill gems. Because the cold damage seems to be some of the strongest stuff out there right now. Cold Snap. That's 13%. Crit here. Comet is 13. Escape Shot. That's not a spell. Eye of Winter is 12. I don't know if this 15% is going to be as good as we think it is. It might not be as important. It seems like the base crit chance for a lot of these is already really high. Frostwall, that doesn't have anything. Frostbolt is 12%. Same thing. These are all not spells now, but yeah, it does seem like the crit chance on a lot of these spells is already really, really high. Ice Nova being 12% already. Maybe we're overthinking this, right? It seems like the 15% base crit does seem like it's going to be a lot more, but when you start looking at a lot of these spells, you're already getting, 12, 13%. Is it just specifically these skills here because of it being cold? Is that what it is? Is it lightning skills are significantly lower? There's 9% on ball lightning here. Let's see what we got. We don't really have that many spells to look over, but how do I look at spell tags up here? Show me just the spells. Oh, I guess that's what I should look for, is spell, huh? Okay. Arc 9%, ball lightning 9%. Let's see. Bone storm 15 already. 13 on things. Yeah, it seems like the base crit is honestly really high already for a lot of stuff. So I'm not sure how useful or not this base crit is going to be, or how necessary it's going to be, because it seems like you're already getting 12 to 13% on a lot of the main stuff you want. I guess maybe as a balance thing in regards to some of the lower base crit things, like if you're going to play Firestorm or Flame Blast, like some of these fire skills seem like they have lower crit on them, probably because of crit counting for Ignite now, if I had to guess. So yeah, it seems like you're more likely going to end up wanting to just lean into the having your elemental damage also count for bleeding type stuff, get your extra 10% more damage. Don't worry about the crit. You're still going to be critting enough, basically, without having to lean into these things, because you're still getting a lot of crit chance on basically everything, unless you're trying to play specifically like lightning skills or something. They seem to be a little bit lower, but everything else seems to be pretty high already. So, good to know. I wouldn't have really thought that, but I guess, the fire or lightning skills are lower crit, so it might be worth it for those. But let's go ahead and jump into the tree. That was the main thing that I was really looking into in regards to this. A lot more of the tree is revealed now than it kind of seems. If we are leaning into the actual crit side of things, there's a few crit nodes here on the tree. You got this little bit of crit chance here, a little bit of crit chance here. This triple pen wheel, you take whichever you're actually doing for your damage types here. There's another crit chance here as well, along with some cast speed, which is significantly harder on the tree. We know this is a pen node in the middle. This is probably going to be some sort of elemental damage, something you're going to want to get. Again, you're going to want to path up to this here and get the +1 to whatever this is. This is +1 fire here, I'm sure. This one is probably going to be the one that's +1 lightning here. Or the +1 cold here. So you lean into whichever you're going to go. And then there is this wheel over here, which looks like it has a bunch of block nodes on it. We don't actually know what these are. But it does have a few things here, which is the increase in reductions to armor also apply to ES. And then recover ES equal to a percentage of your armor when you block. Having energy shield is going to be something that will give you a really good chance at ensuring that you can actually overflow your life, right? Your energy shield is going to protect your life. So you want to ensure that you have something, again, on top of your normal things, so you can actually overflow your life in order to get yourself to really, really high levels of critical strike damage, right? So the higher you get your life, the more your crit damage is going up. So allowing yourself to actually have some defensive layers, such as block and such as the energy shield, will help ensure that you can actually overflow your life on playing this character. So again, what that means is we can't really see everything on this, but a lot of these nodes, they're not revealed yet, but if you can see just based off of icons, there's going to be a lot of elemental synergy over here, a lot of life, ES, because this is kind of that hybrid part of the tree. But if you look at the actual block nodes over here, there's a nice little block wheel here, and then there's this block wheel over here that you're really going to be leaning into. This one could be good as well, right? If you end up leaning into ES, you're probably going to want to end up going this way. So it might change your pathing to where you end up kind of working this way through the tree here, grabbing these ES nodes here, and then you ended up working your way up this way through the middle until we have the full tree. Again, it's really hard to plan this stuff out, but I mainly wanted to go over the new character because it does seem incredibly strong. Before, the number one issue with the class was that it was going to have issues on bosses because you could only get life remnants when you killed enemies. But by being able to actually get these while you're on bosses, it does give you an incredibly strong bossing character that is going to have, the sustain that you need to ensure that you can kill bosses on a single portal. So, yeah, I'd be curious to see in the comments what other plans and ideas you guys have for the Blood Mage with the new information that we have. I'm curious to see if people have some bleeding plans that they think are going to be really work out, and I'd love to hear them. So leave them in the comments down below, and other than that, see you in the next one.